Could SpaceX be the world's first $100 trillion company? Elon Musk thinks it's certainly possible, replying yes in response to a user on X who was quoting Musk, we'll get to that, saying this is what will make SpaceX the world's first $100 trillion company. Again, Elon replies yes. So what was he replying to? This: a giant lunar base with AI satellite factories and a mass driver, e.g. gigantic railgun, to shoot them into deep space. So adding more context, Eric Berger, who's written 2 excellent books on SpaceX, highly recommended, was quoting from the Trump administration's post, an executive order, December 18, 2025, ensuring American space superiority, in particular under Section 2, outlining the following priorities: leading the world in space exploration and expanding human reach and American presence in space by, first, returning Americans to the moon by 2028, and lay the foundations for lunar economic development, prepare for the journey to Mars, and inspire the next generation of American explorers. The second point here: establishing initial elements of a permanent lunar outpost by 2030 to ensure a sustained American presence in space and enable the next steps in Mars exploration. That is what Musk described as a giant lunar base with AI satellite factories and a mass driver to shoot them into space, of course, which was what was quoted describing why SpaceX would become the world's first, the solar system's first $100 trillion company, to which Elon Musk says yes. Now, why are we talking about SpaceX and a $100 trillion valuation? Well, as many of you will know, SpaceX IPO almost certainly next year, and Musk has previously expressed interest, a desire, if possible, in giving long-term Tesla shareholders priority access, at least for the IPO. Now, this would be awesome, because I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be a fuck ton of interest in SpaceX stock, including, by the way, for many people who've never invested in their lives but love space. If you're curious about the kind of numbers, pay attention to how many people watch a live SpaceX stream, say, compared to a Tesla annual shareholder meeting. The SpaceX numbers are off the fucking charts. There's far more space nerds than there are Tesla nerds. Orders of magnitude more, I'd say. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of people out there that might think, oh, fuck yeah, SpaceX stock, never invested before, but I'd love that. That may be all the thinking they do. But there could be a line out the fucking door for this stock at IPO. So how might this work? Well, Bill Ackman today has shared his thoughts, pitched an idea to Elon Musk. Let's read what he had to say and how it might play out, how Tesla investors might get first dibs in the SpaceX IPO. And again, just one more time, SpaceX IPO, which Musk is recently commenting about a potential $100 trillion long-term valuation, not an IPO. Little tiny bit more context. Soy Merritt said that Elon Musk had posted, yes, RE a $100 trillion valuation with the lunar base and the AI satellite factories and the mass driver. Musk says, we need to actually get it done, but yes. So he truly believes over the long term, the $100 trillion valuation for SpaceX is on the cards. So here is the full post from Bill Ackman. Elon Musk, what if we took SpaceX public by merging it with what boils down to being a new form of acquisition company, not quite a SPAC, but a Spark, which we'll roll with. So merging it with a Spark holding company, which was approved by the SEC as in this structure. We could distribute Spark special purpose acquisition rights to Tesla shareholders, e.g. just about everyone watching this video, so that all Tesla shareholders would have the right to invest in the SpaceX IPO. Or they could choose to sell their SPARs to someone else. Now, this is an intriguing idea. Let's continue. This would reward loyal Tesla shareholders with the opportunity to invest in SpaceX, which, again, Musk is on the record saying that he would like to figure out a way to make this happen. So we'll certainly at some point have seen this post or see it in the future. Bill continues. So reward you and I, long-term Tesla shareholders, with the opportunity to invest in SpaceX or with cash for our SPARs, while totally democratizing the IPO process. In addition to receiving common stock in SpaceX, exercising SPAR holders, as in if you own Tesla stock, you get the SPAR. If you choose to exercise it, that allows you to buy SpaceX stock. Or you could just sell the SPARs, make a bit of money on them and not actually invest, or a combination. SPAR holders would also receive Pershing Square Spark Holding SPARs. God, this is going to be complicated. Which could be used to take XAI public at the time of your choosing. Pershing Square would due diligence on behalf of all shareholders and would commit $4 billion of capital to the IPO at a fixed price per share. Spark has no underwriting fees, founder stock, or shareholder warrants, and we would waive our right to receive Spark sponsor warrants. So here's the bottom line. The result would be an IPO without any underwriting fees or dilutive securities issued. SpaceX would go public with a 100% common stock capital structure, and it would not incur any transaction costs other than modest legal fees, which Spark would pay from its cash on hand. We could raise whatever amount of capital you would like by adjusting the exercise price of the SPARs. So here's where the details come out. Assuming we issue 0.5 SPARs for each share of Tesla, there would be 1.723 billion SPARs outstanding, including the 61.1 million SPARs that are already outstanding. Since one SPAR would be exercisable for 2 shares of SpaceX, the SPARs would be exercisable for 3.446 billion in total SpaceX shares. So if we set the SPAR exercise price at $11.03, SpaceX would raise $42 billion. $38 billion from the exercise of the SPARs and $4 billion from Pershing Square. Or if we set the SPAR exercise price at $42, SpaceX would raise $148.7 billion. $144.7 billion from the SPARs exercise and $4 billion from us. Spark is indifferent to how much of the shares are primary versus secondary shares, giving the company maximum flexibility. We could do due diligence and enter into a definitive agreement committing to the transaction within 45 days, at which point it will be certain that SpaceX will go public at a fixed valuation subject only to SEC approval of the merger and proxy registration, blah, blah, the nitty-gritty, cool. Our commitment to the transaction would not be subject to market conditions. E.g., if an agreement is made, it's happening, period. There's no backing out. We could start work right away and announce the transaction by mid-February. It only seems appropriate that the most innovative and efficient rocket company in the world should go public in the most innovative, efficient, and fairest to Tesla shareholders manner possible, to Mars and beyond. What do you say? He asks. Now, this is a very intriguing idea. Dave Lee posts, interesting idea, Bill. What would be the risks or possible downsides of this approach for Elon and SpaceX? Bill replies, none in my view. It is superior to a conventional IPO in every way. So I'll just ask, Rob, if you own 1,000 shares of Tesla stock today, what would this mean for the SpaceX IPO, at least from your perspective? Under Bill Ackman's proposed structure for taking SpaceX public via merging with Pershing Spark Holdings, a holder of 1,000 Tesla shares would receive 500 tradable SPARs, which is half a SPAR per Tesla share held. Each SPAR would entitle the holder to purchase 2 shares of the post-merger SpaceX entity at a predetermined exercise price per share. And this is important. Often, if there's an enormous amount of interest in an IPO, a company's share price can skyrocket the instant it becomes publicly traded. It's a pretty common tale, especially for high-interest companies. This would protect Tesla shareholders from getting completely fucked at IPO because it would lock in a predetermined exercise price per share. And here's how much you'll pay per share if you choose to. Protecting Tesla shareholders from getting absolutely wrecked due to an enormous potential amount of interest in this IPO. It continues. So at the predetermined exercise price per share, which would be set flexibly based on the target capital raise. This would give the holder the option to invest directly in up to 1,000 SpaceX shares. Now, just to clarify, per Bill Ackman's original post, he said that every SPAR would entitle 2 SpaceX shares. So it's pretty simple. You own 1,000 shares of Tesla stock. It allows you, in essence, to buy 1,000 shares of SpaceX stock. And that would be purchased at a predetermined fixed price, meaning you do not need to compete in a traditional IPO allocation process, aka getting fucked. There's more. Exercising the SPARs would also grant additional rights for potential future investment in an XAI IPO. Alternatively, the holder could sell their 500 SPARs on the open market for cash, potentially profiting from demand without committing capital to SpaceX. Now, just imagine hypothetically if you don't have any spare cash and you've been loading up on Tesla stock and you have a reasonable amount of Tesla, like 1,000 shares, but you can't afford to buy 1,000 shares of SpaceX even though you got these SPARs that entitle you to do so. Well, you could sell them, at least some of them. Actually, this would be amazing. This setup would reward Tesla shareholders with prioritized, democratized access to the SpaceX IPO, but it remains a proposal, so no confirmation from Musk or SpaceX yet, but I'm sure this will land on his desk, so to speak, and by land on his desk, I mean he'll see this on X when he's on X, and as I said earlier, it's a very intriguing idea. Something like this sounds excellent. So stay tuned, because the SpaceX IPO will no doubt be the biggest in financial terms in history, no contest, by a massive margin. And again, Musk has previously expressed a desire to somehow give long-term, keyword there, long-term Tesla shareholders priority access to the SpaceX IPO. So how that works, I don't know. This will be an ongoing discussion, but I'd like to see some ideas being put out there. And hey, this is a great first suggestion. Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion, and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.